Hey all. So I know this is a really joyful time of year and also can be a really stressful time of year. I've been wanting to come on here for a while and talk to you. I about a year ago I was laid off from a really large company who's been laying off a lot of people, and after being with them for, I don't know, almost 27 years, it was really like a complete divorce, really, of for all intents and purposes. It was like a divorce, um, a last minute divorce because there was no warning, really. So it's been a year. I mean, I'm out here right now visiting my mom and some of my family, and just kind of trying to feel like I know which way I want to go. Things are really changing rapidly out there, and there's a lot of variables, let's just say. I hope you all are doing well, and I hope you're hanging in there. I know that for some of us it's kind of like, nothing's changed, everybody's just doing their thing, and others, we've had a lot of change and continue to have a lot of change and really don't even know what to expect, what's coming up next for me. But I've been wanting to come out here and talk to you guys for a while. This time of year, it really makes me remember being at work and the kind of work that I was doing before, and I have a lot of compassion for people that are, this is their busy season and they're trying to get through, and they're trying to balance their own Christmas and their own holiday, whatever that may be, whatever that may look like for you, and trying to, take care of business too. It was always super stressful, and this is a new kind of stress, I think, in a way, of not knowing exactly what is next for me after being in that long-term relationship with the company I worked for so long. This has been a different kind of stress. But I find that through this last year, it's just been this period of kind of coming to this detachment, a place of detachment. Going through all the reactions I think that we go through when something major happens. I made some choices right thereafter that I probably should have waited on, because I think you're not, what is that they say, not to make any choices or not to make any major changes after a death or a major life event. Yeah, I probably could have listened to that a little bit longer, but I think I've been roaming around a little bit because I think I needed to get some space and some perspective, and I was driving myself crazy just sort of staring at the four walls of where I was and needed a break. I think with this journey has come an opportunity to see myself differently, and I think that has been a source of quite a bit of, I don't want to say stress, but it's kind of like this period of trying to figure out who you are again after, like, when you turn 18 and you don't know what you want to do with your life. Well, I'm way more than 18, and I still am now figuring out what I really want to do with my life. I kind of got in with the company, and it was good while it was good, and it wasn't always good, but it was okay, for most of the time. There are a lot of aspects of that I have learned a lot from, and one of them is just really coming back into the present moment, because I lived a lot of my days not in the present moment, always thinking about what was due, always thinking about what I had upcoming, what projects I was working on, deadlines, and so many expectations to meet, that I definitely realized that I pushed myself to the bottom of the list, and sometimes never really got around to the bottom of the list. There was always competing priorities, and whether they be family, but mostly work. Work in that kind of environment, corporate environment, and not understanding the level of stress and toxicity, I would say, that I was dealing with. Compartmentalized a lot of myself and my own needs, and just didn't deal with things. And then after I quit working there, I kept thinking, who's been running my life? Because there's so much that was just needed to be dealt with. And I realized that I was not entirely running my life. So this has been a year of illumination, a year of a lot of change. And I know that it's not just me that's experiencing that. So I want to say happy holidays to those of you that are out there. Some of us are wandering a little bit. And to my fellow wanderers and to my fellow corporate people, take a moment for yourself and just breathe. Just breathe into a moment just to remember who you are. And for me, that sometimes there were days when I didn't even, eat or drink until later in the day, or use the restroom, because there's just so much pressure and priority to get things accomplished and achieved. And that's kind of when we're in that doing phase. I think I got kind of stuck in that doing phase. And instead of being, allowing myself to relax and allowing myself to just get in touch with how I actually felt about really anything that was going on in my life. I was so out of touch with myself. And as we're coming into this new year, I hope that you and your family have a wonderful holiday. To my fellow wanderers and my fellow corporates, and to everyone, may the peace and the blessings of this year be with us all. And for those of us that have really had a lot of change this year, I hope that you're finding your peace with yourself, and I hope that you're coming to a place of looking forward and seeing new opportunities for yourself that may look a lot differently than we would have envisioned at the start of the year. That may look differently than things that we have thought of for ourselves previously. And I know that doesn't quite make sense, but the vision kind of changes. And I think that, we have to be willing to take a different perspective and see ourselves in a new way. And I think for me, that's been even just seeing my life and life in general in a new way. A lot of things going on, some things that were not, for me personally, that I don't find, some changes that I don't find so desirable. But again, that's coming back to the self. We got to circle back to ourself and really use this time to, even if it's just 5 minutes, and even if it's just breathing quietly and deeply for 5 minutes, or listening to your favorite song. Take yourself out on a date, maybe. Do something that you like to do for you, just for you. No expectation. Just whatever makes you happy, whatever puts a smile on your face. And I'm finding more and more that a lot of that is more simple things than what I desired before. Love and peace to you guys. Lots of light. Bye.